I was supposed to be taking a year off, you know, working, saving up money and everything, but now it's really just trying to scrape, you know? I mean, like, unemployment only does so much. Trump gave us $1,200 and expected it to last for the entire pandemic, a year or whatever. So it's hard, bro. I mean, it's different, and I don't feel like constantly asking my parents because I know they're going through the same thing, you know? So it's really just sort of conserving what I have, trying to make smart decisions.
It was really unexpected. It was really, it was not, I was working, and then because Corona hit, you know, everybody got laid off. So I started working from home. I went to school for massage. So I was able to like get some income coming in with like doing it at home, but at the same time, it's a pandemic. Everybody is being careful, you know, 6 feet apart, social distancing. So it took a while, like, I don't know, it was really hard to adjust being in the house all the time, not being able to see people. I mean, granted, Alabama was like probably the least affected, but it's just weird, you know?
Everything I do is music currently. I'm a violinist, I'm a pianist. I go out there, I give my heart, and I thrive off just having people in the spot vibing with me, you know what I'm saying? So as far as this pandemic has done is, you know, with the lack of social gatherings, literally, I kid you not, when it all started, I lost every last gig I had. I mean, like a full sweep. And May was a huge bag for me, you know, wedding, graduation season, and I really enjoy May. Everything got canceled. The church I play for stopped gathering, so I wasn't playing for them, and everything else. Couldn't play at Bridge Street, couldn't do street performing, none of that. So it was really tough, man. So it really affected my income from that aspect. I lost a lot, and I had just come back from traveling, from seeing my parents overseas, so I was already a little depleted. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to play the hero, you know, go crazy. So yeah, it was some interesting timing, but you know, the Lord sustained me through all of it. But yeah, it really took a hit on my income. Yeah. Why you laughing? Bro. Yeah, it really took a hit on my income. You laughing at my pain?
Honestly, it hasn't affected my career. I'm blessed. I'll say that. I know it's affected some other people, but I'm still working. I was able to work from home and still able to pay bills or whatnot. So career-wise, I'm good. Pretty much good on that aspect.
Since the school has been shut down, technically I've been working from home. But it's kind of weird because it's at the same time of working from home, it was like summer. So it's kind of a slow period at work anyway. So I would say as far as work is concerned, like it almost opened me up a little bit to have a little bit more time since there's not as much to do. There's no students around. But as far as like outside of that, just doing like freelance video work, everything got shut down. I was doing a lot of like sports material, videos and stuff like that, specifically like basketball. And the season was over, so there's no more like basketball season. And then people can't really gather like that. So I was like trying to do more work, but it kind of impacted that in the sense that there wasn't much to do while everybody was on quarantine and shut down. So
I worked at a restaurant, so the restaurant shut down, and they were like, oh, get on unemployment. And then trying to even get yourself on unemployment was nearly impossible because the service shut down, the site was always down, nobody was answering phone calls, and then when I finally got on it, I got paid once, and then it went blank for 7 weeks. And then I ended up finding a job, so like that's how it all worked out. But for 7 weeks, I was like in the dark about everything. Like there was no letters, there was no concrete, you know, communication between me and unemployment. And the little messages that they gave you were very unclear. The chats for you to talk to agents, they were unavailable all the time. Like I sent emails, phone calls. I called like 8 different lines and got to nobody. So that was terrible. It was so annoying because I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? Because then when I started applying for jobs, why is no one actually hiring or not wanting to hire me? So then I got really discouraged for like 2 solid weeks before like I came into another job opportunity, I was like, I'm gonna die here. I am not gonna make no money. I don't have no food. What am I gonna do? It was stressful. It was so sad. I was so sad. Yeah, but God, He saw me through.
They kept saying that it would be over by now, but but I mean it's not going anywhere. So it's really just realizing that I was actually talking about this with my girl. I think it was like a couple days ago, and we were saying like this is really the reality now. Like it's not a new pandemic anymore. Like we've been here for we've been here for a long time, and this is the new reality. So it's just sort of adjusting to everything. Trying to stay in contact with people because you're not seeing people every day anymore. Some people haven't left their houses in months. You feel me? So it's really just about trying to stay positive. Trying to keep the people in your life close. Make sure that everyone's good mentally. Try not to. I know it's about staying safe, but I'm trying not to stay in the crib too long. You know, taking walks. Just doing what I can, got the mask on, whatever, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself while everything else is going on.
Everything it seemed like one thing after another, like there was never a break. Like since the beginning of this year, it was always something detrimental, especially with what happened in Minneapolis and just seeing everything with the protests and different things like that. It was hard. Like there were times I had to log off social media. Like I couldn't take it. I couldn't do it. I was like, it was affecting my eating. Like I'd lost my appetite. It made me paranoid, more paranoid than I usually am. Like just going out, especially at night, because just looking at everything, like you never know. You never know if it could be you, your loved one, your parents, friends. Like you never know.
My thing is, wherever you're at, you have to find a way. You have to find a way, whatever it is. Now, you have to find a legal way. So I'm messing around. But what it's done is that this pandemic has put me in a position where I had to stretch my creativity. So I saw a lot of musicians and artists out there. They started doing online concerts and things of that nature. I was like, all right, well, let me give this a shot. I had some equipment there. I bought some extra stuff. I was like, let me give this a shot and see how it goes. And doing things online has really transformed kind of the way I've even looked at the internet. I wasn't really harnessing the full power of everything that it had. It's been absolutely incredibly fun. Everybody's on their phones now. So, I got up there, I did a concert. I was like, all right, we're going to see what happens. And I'm expecting to have, 20 people watching my live. I remember my first Facebook concert that I did. It went past 150 people that were just logged in, a whole bunch of shares, which led to a whole bunch of other opportunities. Who is this guy? I wanted to play online for this. I wanted to play for that. When quarantine is over, I wanted for my wedding. And I was able to forge so many connections with churches, with people, future weddings, future events. It's just been incredible. So what it's done, the way I was able to get through it, is kind of shifting my perspective from doing what's ordinary to doing something that's new. And I think that's low-key a lesson for life. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of hit everybody differently. Everybody got affected in different ways. For me, it was not the best. I feel like everybody really got familiar with their depression, maybe, with themselves. Like this is actually a really good time to, I guess, look to yourself and, get closer to God, or just know yourself, what you want for your life. What's the next step? I feel like, Corona was terrible and it hit us pretty hard, but it was also a great time to, I guess, reset. You were able to, at least for me, I was able to see what I wanted to do with my life and see what's next and see options. So at the same time it sucked, but it gave me some time to just reflect.
The day after Alabama shut down, I got married. So I moved in with my wife, and both of our jobs were shut down, but we were still both getting paid. So we kind of started this marriage without any financial issues, because we had wedding gifts too. So we were pretty straight, and we still are now. So financially, everything has been okay. We've been able to manage. Psychologically, there was a point where I was just going stir crazy, because we were just in the house for a month straight 2 months straight and not really being able to go anywhere and do anything. Like, we would go out for groceries, but that was about it. Like, I wanted to go see movies or just go hang out and do something somewhere, but everything was shut down, so we couldn't really do that.
The worry was how I was going to see my mom, and if I was, because my mom just beat ovarian cancer, so she had a very low immune system kind of when COVID blew up in like March. So it was like, okay, when can I see my mom? And then my mom's like, well, people are dying and I'm not that healthy right now. So it was just like a constant question between when I could see her, like when it was going to be safe to see her or things along that line, because all of my family lives in Massachusetts and I'm in Alabama. And it was really bad in Massachusetts. Like New Jersey, Mass, and New York were like the top 3 for at least like 5 or 7 weeks. So I was like, my mom was like, I haven't left the house. And I'm like, so I can't come home? And she's like, no. So yeah, that's been the main concern, is like when I can see my mom and when will it be safe to see her.
It's just about enjoying the time that you have, enjoying the people that you have, making everything that you do worthwhile, not wasting time. Because I mean, like, life is short. Honestly, like, the mad people lost their lives during this time, you know? I mean, and you said not even talking about the racism and everything, but even with that going on, just realizing how it's the bigger picture, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much going on, but with all the big things going on, you still have to enjoy the little things. Still got to make sure that you appreciate everything that life has to offer, even when stuff gets hard.
The next time we'll be able to all link up together. Like,
man, listen, I've been waiting on the link up, man. I've been waiting on the link up. You know, I can't wait to DJ my next party, bro. Like, I miss seeing my friends. I miss dapping my friends up. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard. I wanna say earliest, because I mean, people are already doing it, but like earliest that like it'll be like allowed, you know, I'ma say probably this time next year. Probably like June 2021, until like it's safe. I'm pretty sure people are gonna be out by like January, but I'm not going anywhere until like June, for real.
Listen. I had plans. I decided to go the holistic route and change my diet, work out consistently, you know, go the right path. You know, I was like, I'm not going to wait till 2020 for this New Year resolution. I'm going to start in November. I'm going to start now. 2019, I'm going to start now. Come 2020, I'm like, you know, I'm going good route. It's been a couple months. I'm doing good, you know, my body changing. I'm gonna get ready. I'm hot girl summer. I got a cruise coming up, and then this pandemic hits, and then everything just falls to the wayside. And it's just, I got to start all over again. I had to cancel my cruise line. I was so hurt. I was hurt. I had bought mad swimsuits. Now nothing. I'm at home. Not in the Caribbean at all. I was so hurt.
Another thing it taught me is that it's okay to spend time with yourself. I was always, most people don't know this about me because I'm very outgoing, but I need time to myself. I absolutely need time to myself. This pandemic with social distancing, lack of gatherings, it showed me the importance of that. You know, the things that I was able to learn about myself. The time I was able to invest in my craft, piano and violin, like I've gotten better coming out of the pandemic. So things like that, it's taught me the importance of, even when all this returns back to normal, I got to spend time with myself, with God, you know, to build me. And so the way it's changed my view on life is that it's taught me that life is dynamic. Nothing is ever staying the same. So we can't count on things to always be how they've always been. We have to learn how to adjust in the moment. We have to learn how to change. I'm even right now, I'm more motivated than ever. When I get older, I'm really looking into diversifying my streams of income. You know what I'm saying? I want to go in this career path, but I can't just stay there. With all the gifts that I have to have streams of income coming from every aspect, because you never know what can cancel one thing. You know, at least you have something else to fall back on, and I just think it's good for just your overall purpose, just having, you know, multiple gifts that are bringing in revenue. So
at least try to take one thing that you can make okay, or you can look at in a positive way from that situation. And definitely learn to value my friends and my family, because you never know when you'll see them again. Especially living away from, you know, them, and like being in college and starting your life, like it's really important to stay connected with your family and tell them you love them. Squash any beef because it's not important. It's a waste of time.
It's been crazy. Like for me, the part that like really hit home was like the NBA had shut down because somebody had tested positive, and so everything before that, I was so focused on the wedding. But then when that happened, I was just like, this thing is like real. Like I've never heard of the NBA like shutting down. Like stuff was like shutting down, and then states started shutting down, and all this kind of stuff. And it was just like, this is crazy. Like I have never lived through anything like this. Obviously, I don't think anybody has. So yeah, man, it's just like you got to be hyper aware of everything now, because like you said, you could have a cold and you just never know. And it's like, do I even go to the hospital where more people with it are at, or do I try to tough it out at home and all that stuff? Yeah, it's been crazy.
I was sad for a really long time, like just sad.
Are you still sad?
Yes. But it's gotten to like a point where my brain shifts from being sad to more avoidant. So like I am aware things are happening, but I don't even want to look into it because it's too much. It got too much because I started to internalize everything, and it got really heavy. So I needed to stop internalizing. So I had to just kind of turn it off for like my own mental health. Then I got therapy. Therapy, people. We're going to therapy.
Yeah, bro, people will cough in public, and I get goosebumps, bro. Like it's so wild how things have changed. Like my man's who graduated from Oakwood a couple years ago, he had corona. Him and his pops caught it. He works in the medical field, and he was just detailing it because, you know, people say like, oh, it's only old people and it's babies, you know, but bro, like everybody is at risk. Anybody can get it at any time, and that's what's so scary about it. Like it's literally airborne, all of it, like everywhere with people. Like it's like you can't even avoid certain stuff. It's people, like it's everybody that you have to avoid, and that's what's so scary about it. It's literally like a zombie apocalypse. Like you have to stay away from everybody. Like nobody is safe. It's so wild, bro. It's so wild.
At least one good thing out of this whole situation is a lot of Black businesses are starting to be pushed to the forefront with this whole, with the whole protesting and everything. I know in Birmingham they had like a food truck, and it was like Black businesses in their food truck. So everybody came out, bought tickets to get in, and then bought food for them and stuff. And it was women with like their own body butters and stuff that they were selling. There's a Black guy who owns a popcorn truck, a Black family Black business that sells like soul food, different food trucks. It was really good.
I feel like a lot of churches have learned that we don't need 3-4 hour services. You know what I'm saying? We can get this joint done in 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was one of the most important lessons for the Christian community, and I just think we should take it, you know, into consideration moving forward. Church don't got to be 3 hours. We can get in there, we can praise the Lord. He will still be pleased, and we'll be all right. So yeah, that's I just want to throw that in there.
I expected, and I feel like most people expected, like this would be the time that you're deep in your Bible. But honestly, like during this pandemic, I've been questioning everything. Like everything. Like why has been like the biggest question I've been asking myself and to God whenever I would talk to him. I'd be like, why? What was the reason? When are you coming back? Like I don't even know what standing I'm in right now, but bring it on home. We can wrap it up. That's how bad it's been, because I'm just like, I know you're a good God, but at the same time, this sucks. Like really, really bad. Like I trust you, but this is bad. This is really bad. I'm not sure if you saw that little topic that happened yesterday on Twitter, but everybody was kind of questioning like what God was doing in the Old Testament in comparison to now. And it just rose a whole bunch of questions. And I just was like, I don't have the answers. Like, a lot of the questions people were asking, you know, the conversations they were having, I was like, I don't really know. And I would have expected myself to, you know, try to get to know him better, but I feel like this has pushed me further away. Especially because, like, I felt God's presence, in my opinion, mostly in communion. So, like, at AY and things like that, or when I'm in a group of me and my friends just talking about, you know, God and our spiritual life and things along those lines. And now that kind of got cut off because of pandemic, I'm like, I don't want to watch church online. I'm tired. I don't want to sit and look at a computer and see people standing, just 6 people standing and singing. Like, it's uncomfortable. You know that there's nobody in the pews. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. My spiritual life has been in shambles, for sure.
What would be like your takeaway from everything, and like if you were to speak directly to somebody, like looking at the camera, like what would you say?
Turn it off. It's okay to turn off your phone, to unplug from social media. If you need a break, like, go outside, write, journal, paint, something fun. It's okay to smile, to do something that actually makes you like smile, because this is a lot. This is heavy. Turn it off.